At the beginning, everything was white. And then, in God's deepest dream, there was a spark of fertility. Pachamama was birthed in time and space. And the earth school, our home, was created. And the fertility goddess Pachamama opened her arms for our place to learn our lessons.
Hey, hey!
Welcome, Sam Bell Show, brought to you by Spiritual Mag. And it's going to be an interesting show today. We're going to cross a couple different bridges. And hopefully at the conclusion, you'll have some answers. So, now, I'm a retired speech and language pathologist, was a minister in training with Sylvia Celeste Brown. September 21st, 1996, a light came out of my chest. I went to the other side, received a blessing from an entity referred to over there as David to communicate with my guardian angel, Daisy. So since 1996, I've been doing this. And so speech path, language, communication, angels, spirituality, communication, consciousness. Everybody's focusing on consciousness. As a profession, it's incorporated into the profession of speech and language pathology, is addressing how conscious the individual is and what they understand. So, in the picture of spirituality and being a speech pathologist, I've been sharing information that I've received in conjunction with my guardian angel, Daisy. And so consciousness is difficult to describe. We all have it to some degree, and we know we have it, but we can't take an x-ray of it, or we can't cut it out. Same thing with our willpower, our ability to focus. Your willpower, you know you have willpower. You know you have willpower, but you can't really find it. And your ability to focus. It's a third thing, to focus. To focus. So those things you had before you incarnated, you have now. And when you pass on, when you leave your body, those are the things which depart. Actually, those are the things which were there before you became into a physical vehicle, a suit of flesh, the bones, the arteries, the fluids, the liquids, the differentially permeable membranes that make up your physical body right now. So before you were in the body, you were on the other side. And that was your willpower, your ability to focus in your unconditional love. They incarnated, along with the help of Mother and Father Source, divinity, into a physical being here on the planet to learn lessons. And we're here for a brief period of time, and then we vacate the body. And we go back to the other side, which is our willpower, our ability to focus, and our unconditional love. That's the bottom line. That's the big story. Now, we might be in chapter 4 of a 10-chapter book right now of the school that we call Earth. But the purpose of the whole schmear is not to make money. The purpose is to learn to love yourself and love others, treat yourself and others with unconditional love and compassion and patience, and not judge them. You can judge their actions. You cannot judge them because you don't know the big picture till you return home. You have a life review and all kinds of stuff like that. Very cool stuff. So, in the context of helping society move forward with communication skills, this consciousness thing is not by accident. So, it's moving forwards and things are happening now, things are changing. And to get people to elevate their consciousness, some people don't, and they don't thrive. Others do, and they thrive. So, it's not based on the sun. It's not based on the fluids. It's based on the coordination of the lessons that everybody's learning at the same time. That's the big picture. Divine Source manages this planet as a school ground so that everyone can learn the lessons at their appropriate level, at their appropriate speed. Because you have free will and you chose to do it. Very simply put. Now, okay, so consciousness. Well, what's consciousness? Well, I don't know what consciousness is. It's not money. It's not, it's not a color. It's not a car. It's not a brand. What is consciousness? Is it that you're thinking about something? You're doing the thinking, or are you thinking about that you're doing the thinking? And because you're thinking about yourself thinking, you wonder who's really thinking. Okay, so consciousness is not very easy to quantify, especially when you're incarnated. Because when you're incarnated, you're in a school. And in schools, the teachers don't give you answers. In schools, the teachers don't walk up to you and give you the answer, do they? No, they don't. You have to move forward and learn what it is that they're instructing with in that specific class that you decided you needed to be in, whether it's university or kindergarten or postgraduate or middle-aged or geriatric or oldies but goodies. So everything's a school. Literally everything is a school. Every subatomic particle knows exactly what to do so you can learn your lessons, specifically in conjunction with the people in your space, with thought forms, manifesting things that are in your mind alone, the matrix that you perform in. So we're each in our own space, okay? And we try to communicate with one another. Now, as society moves forwards, we're working with everybody, you and me and everyone else. We're in this big fishbowl together. So things are changing rapidly. Things are changing rapidly. Now, in the consciousness game, where we're talking about now, July 13th, 2024, July 13th, 2024, everyone saw a bullet go through Trump's ear. And people that saw it live. And that's traumatic. Traumatic. See, now the event was designed to be traumatic so that people would go, oh, ah, They weren't, that set that up, weren't prepared for it to backfire like that and have it be traumatic. And while the people are in the trauma, now this is the mind control aspect. When you're in trauma, stuff that goes in there gets frozen in your mind. It's stuck in there like a tattoo. Okay, whatever it is, right, wrong, or whatever. Okay, so while you were in trauma, you saw a man get up, a leader, say, let's fix this, and came back and win this election. But at the time, you saw him get up and you were in trauma. And suddenly everybody was thinking, what's going to happen? right? And that trauma time was designed to disassemble the United States and make a lot of things go out of balance. But what happened was there was trauma, but in that trauma, everyone saw the soldiers on the roof, the kid on the roof, the kid on the roof shoot the president, and then the soldiers on the roof shot him. Everybody saw that. You saw that. Everybody saw that. So if you're above 65 IQ, something changed right then. Okay? There was like no joke. This is for real. Okay? Now that was July 13th. September 27th, July, August, September 27th. People are still like, I don't know who to trust now. I don't know who to do. There's Trump, now he's already won the election. Trump saying, God spared me for a reason. That's what Trump's saying now. God is sparing me for a reason. And he won the election. Okay? He's going to do the best he can. Now, September 27th, 2024, just a few months later, something bigger happened. Hello? Something bigger happened. September 27th, 2024, just a few short weeks later, disclosure occurred. Disclosure occurred. A person on the planet arranged for a fleet of ET craft to fly over. And her name is Elena Danaan. And it happened in Colorado. And when you can arrange a fleet of ET craft to come over, say they're going to come over at this time, and then they do come over at this time, it is heavy. Now, I was in a situation myself where a Peruvian journalist brought me to a location, and we did call in a craft of light. Now, the craft of light that we called in, at a certain point, I became unconscious, or some state that I don't remember, because it was too overwhelming. It was so big. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. So at this event in Colorado on September 24th, 2024, the Galactic Federation of Worlds, which is an intergalactic organization that the Earth participates in, and they have an emissary on the planet. Her name is Elena Danaan. Demonstrated. Now it's for real. Okay. So those are big events. Those are consciousness changing on the planet events. Okay? Now, the people that, the guy on the roof, the kid on the roof that's goofing around and people saying, he's on the roof, he's got to get over there, right? And then the soldiers on the other roof with the special soldier stuff. The guys that are telling them what to do, the soldier guys, are the same guys that are not talking about Elena Danaan and the Colorado disclosure event. They're not talking about it. It's silent. Mainstream news is completely silent on it. Silent. Shh, don't tell anybody. And more than 1,000 people saw it, lots of videos and stuff, which is very cool. Now, I bring this up to a sense because it's a big, when people really figure out that, holy shit, all the crap on TV is just mind control babble. What the fuck? I can't trust any of these motherfuckers. Excuse my French. And then they have to think for themselves. Well, that's elevating consciousness. That's elevating consciousness. In a sense, you have to thank all those buttheads because they're motivating people to elevate their consciousness. Now, if the UFOs, if the ET craft came down like they did in Peru with myself and the journalist at Black Rock Beach, it would blow everybody's mind. Okay, I'm sorry. If we just cook your noodle, it's gone. So they're way after these little twinkling lights. Thank God. The rule is don't frighten the natives. Don't frighten the natives because, people are like, oh, I want disclosure and I want this and I want that. Well, it's a big wampum. You're talking interdimensional and you're talking thoughts or things. It's an area where neuroscience and neurofeedback and perceptions and discrimination and thought forms, management of thought forms, and your own consciousness used efficiently will help you learn your spiritual lessons with the least amount of pain. Now, what I'm bringing up today is kind of a big deal because now everybody knows that you're fully dehypnotized now. You're not going to believe this bullshit. Sorry, you're not going to believe the bullshit. You're dehypnotized now, okay? Because you know who you're listening to? You're listening to yourself. You're thinking for yourself, okay? Think of it. It's organic. It's very cool. Now, big deal. Okay, this stuff, if you're on top of what's going on, you already hear this stuff. But this is the first time you heard this stuff. This disclosure thing's real. It really happened. It's it's extra cool. Okay, so now, as we elevate consciousness, as I say, you got roped in there. As we elevate consciousness, we need to recognize that the most underutilized resource on the planet, again, the most underutilized resource on the planet in elevating consciousness is females, women's. Okay? Now I'm here building this wall. I'm building this wall here in Peru because the women need places to cook and raise their children and educate people and sturdy stock. Females, Peruvians. It's a matriarchal society. A remaining on the planet matriarchal. It's not patriarchal. So it's like South America and North America. So South America can benefit from stuff from North America, and North America can benefit from matriarchal female aspect of divinity, compassion, elevating consciousness. Silicon Valley can elevate consciousness just as much as they can build weapons. Hello, you can make more bread elevating consciousness than you can making weapons. So stop, So that's a big deal now that you're dehypnotized. So the spiritual lessons that are coming down are going to be difficult for everyone. And the more you elevate your consciousness, the more the spiritual lessons will be learned with the least amount of pain, because Earth is a school and the teachers aren't going to teach you this stuff. Okay? They're not going to tell you the answers. Okay? Now, may I suggest service to others? Take the path of service to others rather than service to self. Service to others. And it's a self-initiated, self-guided path with moderation. And that means that you won't be manipulated by what's on TV. Okay? You're not going to be manipulated to wear a certain fabric or a certain label or whatever the fuck it is. Okay? You'll be independent. Independent, like in the United States, independent like a constitution. a Bill of Rights and states' rights. You've already got them. You just need to implement them. Hello, and be more independent. Okay? Now, the big picture is we're here and then we're gone. Okay? And trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a Zionist, a Buddhist, a deaf-blind, profoundly retarded. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because when you pass on, you're going to be fine. And all anyone's going to be talking about is who did you love and how did you love them? That's all they're going to be talking about. Who did you love and how did you love them? And you will be able to share your tales and hang with some really cool people. And that's all they're going to talk about till hell freezes over. Unless you want to incarnate again and learn some more lessons. Then you chart them out. Then they get synchronized by a female aspect of divinity. Father God made the whole sucker. Mother God runs the place. Okay? That's why your wife is the boss. So, the big picture, you signed up for this stuff. You probably were sober at the time, but in hindsight, when you get the other side, you go, I charted this stuff. So in terms of elevating consciousness and moving forwards with intergalactic types of consciousness in terms of solving things, I'm going to share with you something I initiated some years ago. And it's Civilian Corps, an interplanetary free will volunteer organization. Individuals like you who serve others while building better futures. Your applied consciousness and consciousness improving actions seep directly into the immediate matrix. Revolutionary. Do you desire to build and sustain a thriving consciousness evolution of humanity on this planet? I hope so, because the goals are, these are solutions. The goals are, well, number one, to elevate consciousness and resulting quality of life. 2, to increase healing applications of the most underutilized resource on this planet, women. 3, to stimulate self-initiated or participation in coordinated actions directly addressing emotional and physical health. 4, to promote healing in targeted aspects of our communities and improve communication talents for a thriving and sustainable, expanded future for all children. 5, to implement the best ethical effort of man and machine, artificial intelligence, neuroscience, and non-local consciousness for community building. 6, to demonstrate willingness and coordination with loving higher consciousness beings on and off planet Earth. I established this instrument as a free will declaration, Samuel Joseph Bell, 7/18/2022. Now, to designate yourself as a Civilian Corps, you just sign it. It's like a letter to the universe. Take a clean piece of paper, a brand new piece of paper, a good pen, sit down and say it out loud and then sign it. That's how you do it, okay? That's how you do it. And what happens is you find out it's kind of catchy because it's good vibes while you're still incarnated. And what happens is people that usually just kind of screw up because they're acting on greed, they do less greedy stuff. And then there's more surplus for everybody. It's really, it works out very well. And then what happens is many people will become more patient. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers. Spiritual Mag.